Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. It is Friday, the 6th of December. It's almost the weekend. How we doing today? Today, I thought we'll bring back another power talk. So that's going to be fun. There we go. Cameras checked. I'm looking forward to the weekend so I can shut down for a little bit. Had a good workout with my friend Rich, so that was awesome. Easing back into it. And easing back into the live streams as well. Hey Mina, great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else we got? Who else? Should we have the Christmas theme today or just explosions? What should we do? I haven't played around with these for a long time. I forgot which ones I have. What shall we do? What shall we do? Yeah, it's been a while. Oh no, where did I go? There I am. Hey, oh, there we go. Hey Linda, great to have you here. Thank you for your kind YouTube comments. Very, very kind of you. Great to have you on the live stream. We'll be starting in 5 to 10 minutes. But pew, 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 pew. You are? That's awesome. So I'll give you a bit of a, if you can't stay for the power talk, before you listen to me, take a few moments and put a nice intention out for what you'd like to get from the session. Great to have you here, Jackie. That's so awesome. I haven't checked on this for a while. I can see how many people, if my system's still working, because the app developers are doing things. Let's click into the project. Real-time analytics. We have just at the moment, not too many actually. We've got 46 people. I don't know if that's just the Hypnosis app, as in the not the podcast, but just listening to a hypnosis session. We've got people in Australia. I can never pronounce it. Kuala Lumpur, you know, it's near like Indonesia, or is Indonesia. We've got, oh my goodness, I never heard this one. Administrative Unit Maribor, near Croatia. What does that mean? Slovenia. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. Thank you very much, and to you too. I need to just change something. So I got this prompter, and I notice when I have it bright, it appears on the screen more. So I turn it down, but I can't see your messages that clearly. Great to have you here. Hey Mary, great to have you here as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Because I haven't done a power talk for a while. And someone commented on YouTube that they really helped them and I should do more of them. So we're bringing them back. Maybe a bit more, who knows. So I looked into, you know, did I tell you? So two things. Number one, yay. We hit 43,000 subscribers on YouTube. We hit that last night, I think. Yes. Yesterday anyway. So that's awesome. 43,000 subscribers. The other good news is I got a fraudulent copyright strike, which led to a strike to my channel. If you get 3, your channel's banned. But I thought them, and they let it go. So now I am strike free. I'm strike free. So that's pretty good, but the effects of that fraudulent, malicious attack of a strike has tanked my YouTube views still. Subscribers are down, watch time is down by like 40,000 hours. Subscribers are down, views are down about 50,000 views or to 100,000 views. So I'm hoping I can appear YouTube. I don't want to get angry, YouTube. I'm not getting angry. I wasn't angry one bit. But let me get back in the algorithm so we can help more people. Will you do that? Oh, should we put the Christmas theme on? Did we decide? Where's the Christmas theme? Before we get into the power talk. Where'd it go? I've lost it. Nope, that's not it. Christmas theme, Christmas theme. Nope, that's not it. Nothing's happening. We've lost a Christmas theme. We got Christmas music somewhere as well. And I can't find that either. Where did it go? There it is. I'll get to your comments in a second. I'm just trying to figure out. You would not believe how many scenes I have. Maybe the Christmas one disappeared. No, it didn't. There we go. So thank you. I'll get... What's my favorite? I don't know. They're so completely different in energy and what I'm kind of tuning into that I like them both equally. But I'm more known for Hipgnosis, and that's why I dialed them back, because I didn't think people wanted them as much. Thank you so much. Well, that's awesome. Pleased that you found the channel. Yes, we won it. We won the fight. Hey Nesta, great to have you here. Welcome. That will help. Don't need like multiple comments on the same video from the same person, because that can maybe appear as spam. But yeah, just doing a nice little comment on the recent ones, on like released ones just recently. I'm releasing a Saturday one. Oh my goodness. No, I haven't watched Christmas ones. I won't for another week. Yes, we'll get back into the algorithms. Maybe that's the reason why you should do the hypnosis. But yeah, they have two different films. What I like is that you get the conscious upgrade, but also an unconscious with the hypnosis. So you get to work on both, which is really cool. Exactly. Best of both. Hey, you superstar Michelle. 56 inches of snow? Crazy. We'll start in 3 minutes. 3-minute countdown. And then we'll see where we go from there. And then we have... So if you are new here, I go live every Monday and Friday, usually hypnotic meditations. And then in my... Beyond my other work, my main program, I then create hypnosis and day hypnosis traditional, and then sleep hypnosis and a 4-hour sleep one. And then I do occasional power talks. I just call them power talks. It's pretty easy just to say power talk. And then I choose a theme. Either the theme will just happen, or I might have some bullet points. But I haven't done one for a long time, because I was away in England for a couple of weeks, seeing family, and then jet lag. So we'll see how good we can be. I wonder how good we can make this power talk. Look at the snow. Michelle has sent some over to us. That is. How long does it stay for, Michelle? I was in Idaho once, Boise. And I feel like the 2 times I went there, like 3 months apart, the same snow was still there. That's what I thought. It could have been different snow. But it just seemed to settle continuously. 1 more minute. By the way, there's going to be episode 1053. 1053. So should we get to it? Hydration time. So, once again, haven't done one for a long time. So we'll see how it goes. We'll set the bar incredibly low so we always win. That's not a power thing to say, is it? Oh my goodness. "30 seconds. That's crazy. I've never been in snow that much. In England, we'd get snow for like 3 days and everything falls apart. We close down because we can't handle 3 days of snow. And there it goes. And we have that kind of snow maybe once every year or 2. And obviously in California, you don't get much snow unless you go to the mountains. One day I went into the mountains, had snow, left the mountains, same day, went to the beach, and was in the sun. 2 different climates. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta start. Let's get all serious. Stop that music. Look how abrupt we can be. Okay. Let's do it. Are you ready? Are you steady? Let's go for it. 1, 2. Oh, music. Gotta remember my buttons. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 1053. And today we have a power talk. Now, the intention of these power talks is to get your conscious mind in the right place, to have the fuel, the focus, the intention, and attention to be the person you want to be in the most undeniable way. And that means you can also use the hypnosis sessions, which you can get at on my app at freehypnosis.app. It's in the Android and app or Google Play and Apple Store. Just type in my name or go to freehypnosis.app. It'll take you to your store of choice, where you can download all my work. You can favor, you can download, like I just said, you can loop, you can create custom hypnosis sessions. There are 4-hour sleep sessions. There are day and night sessions. There are morning sessions to create your day. There are audio programs. There are, look, it's got everything in there. So go to freehypnosis.app. So with that, let's get into today's power talk. And I was thinking about this one when it comes to my mindset over the last week or so, having been away for a while, because you go into these different phases. You get that kind of restorative phase, and then when I'm back, I'm ready to do the work. To do the work that has to be done to achieve our desires and our goals. And this, like some of my power talks, might push up against your boundaries, your values, and I ask you to embrace that. You see, if I say something in order to motivate you, it will also mean having to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth of the matter is we do not like aspects of it. So let's get in. And by the way, what I should say is as well, when I say pushing up against your boundaries, see it as a wake-up call. See it as an opportunity to see if it's true or not. And I'm also not giving blame to us consciously. You see, when I'm doing these, I'm also speaking to your unconscious mind. And I want your unconscious mind that is running the conflict, the resistance, the issues that we may have, the symptoms, the core issue, to wake up to. So see it as an opportunity to learn and to grow in the most undeniable way. So with that, one of the reasons that you may not be living the life that you want is because you're presently feeding the life that you have. Now, what does that really mean? Well, we might say consciously, yes, I want the money, the abundance, the health, the relationship, the career. That is the dream. But it remains a dream because we tend, because of our present reality of what's showing up, we see that as evidence, more concrete evidence than the dream itself. So this concrete evidence for, say, money's not coming in, the relationships aren't coming in, the career opportunities aren't coming in, that level of data and evidence, or if we expand upon it, the situations that you've been through, the significant emotional events that you've kind of given you more evidence to make you feel not good enough, worthy, deserving, or capable. That is so much stronger, that is so much more powerful, so much more evidence that we tend to feed that even more so. We feed the reality that feels real or feels the most real. But if we are going to make that change, we have to start to plant ourselves and our thoughts and our mind in a different way. So if we can imagine we've been feeding the issue, we can be feeding the worry, the anxiety, the doubt, the self-sabotage, which then gives us more evidence of the exact same thing. We have to make a conscious decision to assume responsibility for who we are and where we now want to go. What is the direction of that dream? It reminds me of the analogy, I won't go too deep into it, about the analogy of the wolf that you feed. So it's one of those kind of little tales. I can't quite remember it all in detail, but ultimately there's two wolves. And one operates from, for example, like the fear, from anger, from resentment, and the other one, which is one of peace, of love. And which one truly survives? Which one's going to be the winner? Well, it's going to be the one that you feed the most. So if you were to ask yourself, if you can, do you tend to fall in to the reasons and the excuses? And that's not something that I want you to take blame upon, but do you notice yourself sometimes just buying into that story? Buying into, yeah, my relationship didn't work out because all relationships are bad, or because this happened to me in the past, or money's just a bad thing because I've seen it throughout my life. Because we get a level of satisfaction to buy into that story, because it takes the pressure off us. We're saying that it's not my fault, because no one wants to take responsibility, right? It's easier to go, well, it's my past, it's my parents, what they did to me, or what schooling did, or what the economy is doing, or what that relationship did to me. And if we take it that way, it gives us a sense of ease. It doesn't make us feel good, ultimately. Definitely not in the long term, because if that pain just keeps on remaining, we're never going to live the life that we want. But temporarily, being on the effect side of life, it gives us a sense of reason. And we like to look for reasons. And if you are starting to seek out reasons for staying the same, at an unconscious level, it will keep on trying to do that to validate your experience, to validate as to why you're not successful or why you don't have X, Y, Z. But we've got to consciously wake up and go, what am I going to feed? The fear, the scarcity, the worry, the stress, or the dream? The dream of what I really want or who I want to become. So if I were you, I would get specifically clear on what is the dream. You see, most people just have a very ambiguous dream. They will say things, I just want to be happy, or I just want money. I just want to feel safe. But it's so ambiguous that you can touch upon each one of those. Like, I can be happy by watching maybe an inspirational or a funny movie. I can have more money if I just find $1, €1, £1 on the floor. I've now got more money than I did. So ultimately, we live in this ambiguous dreamlike experience, but you've got to clearly define exactly what you want. Like, if you could go off into the future where you achieved every single one of your dreams in every single context of your life. And by context, you could break it down to career, to money, to relationships, to health, even to spirituality or religion or whatever that is for you. And you start to separate those categories and you begin to ask yourself, well, how would my life be if I had it exactly the way that I wanted? Even if you believe it's not possible. Suspend belief for a while, because once again, the evidence of your past, the evidence of what's showing up will make you have a sense of disbelief of it ever actually happening. But if you could suspend belief, or if you really, really struggle, imagine another person achieving those goals and dreams, like you're dissociating, how would your life show up? How would that you be operating differently from your present self? What type of thoughts would you be thinking most of the time? And as you begin to consider that, notice the feelings that you'll be beginning to feel too. You see, our feelings are our inner guidance system. You see, at the moment, our inner guidance system might be fear and scarcity and lack. It could be worry, it could be pain, it could be anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt, frustration, shame, all of those negative emotions. And that those emotions guide us to the decisions and the behaviors that we actually have. Now, I'll go a little bit deeper on that soon, because there is I'm trying to think of the actual word, but there's a subseding, something greater than, which creates those things, those emotions. But feelings are definitely our guidance. That's what we tend to do or not do. So think about if your life was absolutely perfect in a way of every single context, the thoughts you'd be having. Name some feelings that you'd be having most of the time. Would it be bliss? Will it be excitement? Would it be absolute self-love or the love for living life? What would those emotions be? Now, if we were to hallucinate the desired outcome that we want in every context and have this overriding emotion, this feeling, or it could be more than one feeling, but if you can narrow it down to 1, 2, or 3 overriding feelings, well, how do we then start to bring that into our present reality? We said that at the moment we are feeding our present experience, rather feeding our dream itself, because of the data and the significant emotional events. Well, if you start to consider those emotions of what you'd be having, you start to bring those emotions into your present day. So let's just say one of those emotions was love. Maybe that was your main one. Well, how can you start to bring in more love into your life? Is it through self-care? Is it from words of affirmation to yourself? Really consider what subtle small things. Maybe it could be doing something you love, like a hobby. And what that starts to happen, you're bringing in the future stuff into your present state. Maybe if it's excitement, you start to begin to do exciting things. Maybe if it was happiness, what things make you happy? Is it watching that inspirational movie? Is it reading a book? Is it hanging out with friends? Is it doing hypnosis? All the things you want in the future, you can have the feeling in this present moment. And as you start to feed that emotion to your unconscious mind, as you start to ruminate in the good stuff, because at the moment we're ruminating in the negative, which just enforces and reinforces our present situation. We're just getting bigger in it. But if we start to ruminate in the bliss, in the excitement, in all the little things that you can do in this moment and throughout your day and your week and your month, we are starting to change the script. We're starting to go in a different direction. At the end of the day, if you start to do that, you will start to make changes. But there's the other thing that I said, which is beyond emotion itself, beyond all the negative anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt, frustration, and shame. There's something beyond the bliss, the happiness, the excitement, the love. And that's going to be more about your identity. You see, you are the center of your universe because you wake up in yourself every single day. It is your present reality. It is your subjective representation. You may be deleting, distorting, and generalizing your life compared to someone else. So if that is the case, why do we tend to delete, distort, and generalize? Why do we tend to have these bad self-sabotaging behaviors? I wonder why we start to have the negative emotions. Well, it's going to be around your identity. You see, if you start to go, well, I am not good enough, or I am not worthy, or I am not deserving, or I am not lovable, if that is your identity as a way of being in this world, what kind of emotions will you be feeling most of the time? What are those emotions going to cause you to do most of the time? Could be the self-sabotage, it could be the anger, the sadness, the fear, the guilt, the shame, and all those things. So now we've got to do two things. One, we've got to feed into the bliss, or to feed into the excitement of that future self, of what we can do in the present. But we also must isolate the identity of who we are, because your identity will be the dictator of those emotions. It will be the dictator of your behaviors. It's the driving force. Now that is unconscious. You see, the beliefs you have about yourself, your identity, the I am, is unconscious. So how do we deal with it? Well, of course, that's where we're going to be doing more hypnosis, because that is directly working with the unconscious mind. You can go even more than that by choosing to work with me personally through my program, where you get custom hypnosis sessions, you get the support, the group, you can see other people. But you've got to start working on your identity. Even if you start to write out the new I am statements. If you've been going for a long time, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, well, what is the opposite of that? I am good enough, I am worthy. If you start to define and start to breathe life into that, you will start to chip away at that unconscious. Now, yes, that will take time because you're trying to bypass the unconscious mind with the conscious mind. And that can be a little bit tricky because the unconscious mind's a driving force. But will it do something? Absolutely. It is a starting point. It is a thing that you can start to breathe life. You see, the strongest minds in the world protect their values. They protect their identity. They protect their boundaries. Weaker minds, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, just say like a conflicted mind, they tend to protect their reasons and their excuses. So I'm going to say that again. Strong minds, that future you, will absolutely be protecting your values, your belief, your vision, your mission, your ambition, your emotional state, your physical state. That strong mind of you in the future will absolutely, undeniably be protecting every aspect of you. Why? Because you'll be worthy, deserving, and enough. You would be love. You'll be operating from those feelings. And as I said, the weak mind, in other words, a conflicted mind, will tend to gravitate to protect their reasons. They look for the validation as to why they are like they are. And ultimately, if you're not actively trying to change your life, I'm going to say this again because it might hurt a little bit. If you're not actively trying to change your life, you're choosing to reinforce your present life. Now, don't hate me on that one, but we got to think of the reality. If I'm not doing anything to change my life, of course, I'm feeding this present reality. I am reinforcing it. I am choosing my present reality. And that is why I'd love you to think about that future you and those emotions and start to bring them into your present day. It is the easiest thing you can do, because you're just choosing better emotions, and you can use music to change your emotional state. Inspirational movies, hanging out with positive people, tuning out of doom scrolling on your phone and starting to put your attention to the things that you like and love. That is something you can do any day that you choose. Coming up with the belief statements and working those, like I said, harder. Not impossible. If I were you, I would be looking to work with the best person in the world as an ideal who can solve those things. Or someone very, very good who is just really good at resolving unconscious issues all the time. As a preference. But then you got the app and all those kind of things. But at the end of the day, the underlying theme of all of this, if you're not actively trying to change your life, you are choosing the present life that you have. Now, it's not to say you're not doing work. Why? Because I know that you are. Because if you're listening to this point, it must mean you are starting to want to feed your mind. But it goes beyond just the audios. It goes beyond the hypnosis. It's about what you do in the waking state, the thoughts and the choices that you have in any single moment. And some people, by the way, when it comes to, say, working with someone, a quick story. I was speaking to someone this week, and they applied for my program. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, that person's going to get their outcome. I just know it, because that's what I solve. And when I said the investment, there was zero zero hesitation, because they knew something, and there's what they expressed. This might hurt a little bit as well, and it is about money. I'm not bothered about money in a sense, because I don't mind how much I charge. I use that money to help many, many people for free around the world and all those things, and I don't even have to use that as an excuse. I just know what my results deliver. But what they said to me was this, or something like this anyway, because I can't remember the exact words. And ultimately it was the expense of staying the same, the expense of living this present life, this present reality, the pain, the emotional stuff. I wake up with anxiety every single day. It just doesn't allow me to sleep. I'm drinking too much. I'm just like getting validation by trying to people please. I'm self-sabotaging. And the expense of that for the rest of my life makes that investment a no-brainer. They said something similar to that. I'm just kind of ad-libbing a little bit, but that was the theme. And I love that, because they didn't see it as an expense. They didn't see that, even if it's not working with me, they didn't, if you put it into your context, if you didn't want to work with me, is that you don't see working on yourself as an expense, whether that be monetary or whether that be through time. The expense is doing nothing, which sounds weird, because you think doing nothing is not that expensive. But festering and ruminating in the pain, and that prolonged pain, is absolutely an expensive consequence. Sometimes there's what I do for myself, and I still struggle with this, and this is what it is. I think about if I were to leave this world, whether it be in the near future, the end, hopefully a long future, I'm going to probably ask myself some things in the last few moments. And ultimately is, did I really live life? Did I contribute? That's for me personally. Did I make a difference? Did I enjoy my life? And that's something I try to remind myself. And sometimes it's a struggle, because I like to work. I like to help as many people, sometimes at a consequence. But when I hold that image in my mind, I want to do everything to satisfy those last final questions I'd be asking myself. I want to be going, yes, I loved. Yes, I lived life. Yes, I contributed. So I want to bring even that into my present state of mind. I want to be able to see everything that I do to invest in myself as the most magical thing possible, because the expense of staying the same, whether it be health, bad relationships, money issues. Because here's the thing as well, by the way, if you start to let go of that identity of, say, I'm not good enough, as an example, and you suddenly went to I am good enough, which means that you are worthy, that you're deserving, doesn't it mean inherently you are worthy of more abundance in your life? Because if you don't feel good enough or worthy, how are we meant to get that relationship or be worthy of money or opportunities in our career? But if you flip it around, I am worthy of money, I'm worthy of that career, I'm worthy of that success, in itself will bring the opportunity, because you'll be taking massive and inspired action. So just to recap this, we said right in the beginning, the reason that we're not living our life is because we're presently feeding the life that we have. And we ultimately get to choose to feed the scarcity, or feed the reasons to stay the same, or choose to feed the dream and find the reasons to change. And that means we want to bring out that future self of having achieved our goals and start to do some of the feelings that we can easily do in this present moment, whether it be whether it be listening to music, whether it be watching that movie. Like I said, those little examples you can bring into your present reality and start to feed on those emotions. And then I said about the identity, which is the overriding force. You want to be able to think, what is that core issue of all my symptoms, and what can I do to solve the identity? Whether it be working with me, using my hypnosis, work with someone else, I don't care, as long as you get the best help possible, because weak minds will start to protect their reasons, and the strong minds will protect their values, which is I am worthy enough. And then finally, as I said right at the end, is if you're not actively trying to change your life, you're choosing to stay in the same aspects of your life. So allow this to be a nice wake-up call. I see this as all positive. I see this as an opportunity to grow and to really experience life, because otherwise we're just going to be living in that present reality for the rest of our life. And who wants that? It's better to make the decision today. Now, of course, if you did want to personally work, you don't have to. There is an investment. And there is time. It takes about an hour and a bit a week for 8 weeks, but it will undeniably, if we choose to work with you and we know we can solve the issue, you can go to josephclough.info/talk, and there you'll be able to book a time to speak with us, and you'll fill out an application. We'll get on the call. We'll figure out where you are, where you want to be, and we'll start to see if we can solve the issue. We may invite you into the program and let go of everything all within 8 weeks, no matter how long you've had it. Once again, there is time, there is an investment, but that's a good thing, in my opinion. It means that you're investing in yourself. But if you don't want to do that, totally fine. In every single way, I just want you to get the help that you absolutely deserve in every way. But with that, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode, and just know that I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to resolve the unconscious conflict and just be that love, to know your worth, to actually own your thoughts, your feelings, and everything in between. So with that, I look forward to speaking to you in a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. Okay, we did it. We did it. That was episode 1053. Back to Christmas. The power talk was done. I hope you got value from it. I haven't done one for a long time, so it takes a little bit of time to get into. Loud music in my head. I need to find my Christmas ones a lot easier than this. There we go. Yeah, ruminate in the positive. That's what we're after. Yeah, great summary, this one. Look at that. If I'm not actually trying to change my life, I'm choosing to reinforce my present reality and make that a good ouch. Like, ooh, yeah. Thank you, Mina. I greatly appreciate that. Ever so kind of you. Thank you for being here. And Michelle as well. Good, good, good. I did miss. Yes, Lauren, it's been quite a while. How are you doing? If you're still here. I know this was as I was just beginning. Great to have you here. Thank you, Cheryl, for the very, very kind super chat. All I can do is this and that. Otherwise, it'll change all the scene. But thank you ever so much for supporting the channel as always. Very kind for you. All the way in Australia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's getting very dark in here. And I've got to feed my hummingbirds. They're almost out. I can see it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hummingbirds. One's gone because he got bored. Or she. Thank you, Mary. Good. Like I said in the beginning, I see those as an opportunity to grow. Like pushing up. I want to be in conversations, not with people who agree with me all the time, because that becomes the echo chamber. And sometimes when people go, oh, it'll be okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. When in reality, it might not be okay if we stay the same. So I want to be ideally surrounded with people. They might not have to disagree with me, but I want people to challenge me in ways, because when people challenge you, it's not an attack. It's like, I want to understand more, so here's a question, and it makes me question why I believe in certain things. So questions are good. Nice. We want those ouches. Good ouches. Thank you, Linda. Very, very kind of you. And thank you. I like it. Ho, ho, ho. So there we go. It is a Friday. It's December the 6th. And we'll probably close down for the evening, depending where you are in the world. 1:45 for those in England. Oh, look at the snow. And speaking of the call to action, I am closing down my intake of clients. So probably the next week is the only time to people to apply. If not, it'll probably be next year. But if you let it all go over the next few weeks, step into the new year with power and presence, it will be time to get going. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. There we go. Yeah. Curiosity is the best. Because think about being a kid. We were always so curious. Even if it meant, I'm curious if I can go no-handed on this bike and up a hill. You're like curious about it, although you might have fallen off the bike or done lots of silly things as a kid. But curiosity is what we need. We need the curiosity of a kid, being the child us. Because then we're like awe-inspired. Like, I wonder what could be good about this. I wonder what I could learn. It's Christmas time. I wonder what Santa, Father Christmas. I can't wait. I'm so excited to find out what happens next week, today. I'm excited how to be supported in known and unknown ways. I don't know how, but I'm excited. I'm curious to find out. Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl. Very, very kind. And thank you once again for the kind contribution. Appreciate that ever so much. But right, well, I'll get to editing this to make it into the podcast. Do the timestamp. Oh, I thought I pressed the button there, but no. That was just within the graphic I created. I was like, what was that? Am I gonna do a quiz this year? So yeah. I know going back to the live streams, having been for a long break, we don't really have lots of viewers at the moment. But if you do want a quiz, let me know in the chat. Just say yes, or put a letter Y, or the letter no. The letter no, the letter N, or no for no. We might even do two. Okay, I've got a text message to deal with. So let me know. In the chat. Mina has decided. Yes, then. Now, can you remember, Mina? I know we had like Grim and Kevin, Michael Reed. They're so busy, wonderfully busy. And I brought them in live audio, but can you remember if it was this year or last year where I come up with a quiz or we did a joint quiz together? I feel like, just like a Christmas one. Just a chill out stream, in other words. Where you can get nice and cozy, have a nice little Christmas quiz of something. I feel like I brought in to my screen, I don't know if I'm hallucinating this, where we did it together and there was like a timer we chose. I don't really know. Did we do that? Did I make that up as something I wanted to do? So you think that's what we did? I thought it was group answers as well, yeah. And then I kind of had the overriding, like, count up. Most people said, like, A, so we chose A. Is that what we did? I feel like we did that. If so, I'll probably have to look at the old stream and see what actually I did. It's on my YouTube. But you can have a cup of mulled wine, eggnog, cup of tea, coffee. Okay, I think we either both hallucinated or we didn't. So I'm going to look at the last stream and see what software I did. Being a year ago. So yeah, we'll do that. As to when, we got plenty of time to figure that out. But it'll probably be the 20th. The 20th of December. May or the 23rd. That might be a bit too close to people. So maybe the 20th be the last stream. Maybe. So 2 weeks today. My stomach's growling. I need to eat. I forgot to eat much today. Oh, awesome. That's very cool. I like that. I've always thought about living in a small town. Thank you, Cheryl. Very, very kind of you. Keep on doing the good, great work. Thank you ever so much. Yes. Not this Friday. Not next Friday. But the next Friday. Maybe the 20th. If not, we'll do the 16th. And I've got the whole weekend off. This weekend, that is. A little bit of work, but we haven't got a group coaching call tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun. Ah, that's awesome. So cool. Good community spirit. I think they're gonna be the Christmas lights near mine. I have to see when that is. I think it's this weekend, maybe. I have to check it out. Okay, everyone, thank you ever so much for being here. On your way out, before you walk out the door of the stream, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Michelle. Will do. You too. Stay warm. Stay cozy and warm. I'm going to feed my little hummingbirds. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4. Stop moving. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at the moment. So I need to get them fed. Yeah. I want to sometimes live in isolation. That's funny. I think just living in isolation sounds good sometimes. Peace, nature, maybe a little island somewhere with internet, Starlink. Who knows? That is true. And the good thing is I'm going to be opening up my window to actually hear them just after their stream. I'll feed them, and then I can guarantee I'm going to get at least 15. Guaranteed 15. But they're just running low. It's like those, you know, when they used to not be self-service back in the day, when the shopkeeper would get all the things you wanted. Anyway, I digress. Have the most wonderful weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you on Monday. I'm sure we'll get up to a nice hypnotic meditation of some sort at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. And get onto YouTube. It's the best place to see me. So with that, I'll speak to you all soon. Many thanks, and goodbye.